Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Professor Sistrunk, and I am reaching out to my Netty students, Netty 115 students. Okay, students, I'm sending you this particular video log because I'm noticing that quite a few of you have yet to log into Netlabs. Now, the first thing that's important about Netlabs, when you do your labs, not packet tracer, labs, not packet tracers, you have to log into netlabs.iretech.edu. If you look up here at the top, you will see it right here, netlab.iretech.edu. And in there, you will do your labs. Now, if you're a student who do not know what your username and password is, please reach out to me so I can help you out. But you should have received an email from me with your username and password. Just follow those instructions and you will be okay. But I want to show you a few things because in my last class, which was on Thursday, I have a class that I teach on Mondays and I have a class that I teach on Thursdays. And a couple of the students were in the class and they wanted to know how or get a little more knowledge on Netlab. So I thought I'll put a video log together and send it to you guys ASAP. The first thing is, you know how we do it. We go to the website. Now you have a username and password. Your username and password should be sent to you. You should have it, so you should be able to work with it. Understand that some of you already use Netlab, so make sure you go to the appropriate web address and that you do the right thing by logging into the right way, the way you used to do it, okay? By now, everyone should have had this, but we recognize that some students, even though they take Netty 105, they may not get this part of it, but you have it now. So I'm gonna go ahead and click log in. After I put my username in and my password in, this is what you will see. Now, in my particular case, you're gonna see more. As you can see, we got a student in here. Please do not, this will not be on YouTube or anything. I'm sending it straight to you, so I won't worry about the student name being shown because it's just a student in the class. But when you get in here, you will you'll click on here, new lab reservation. You'll go down to schedule lab for myself. Once you do that, now you're going to see this in mine. This is my account. Your account is different than my account. So I got accounts that can show everything. In your particular account, you're just going to see this here, okay? So then you're going to go ahead and click on here. This is the one, Netty 115, 70F OVA for both of my classes. You'll click there, Fall 2020. Once you click on that, and that's all you will see in there anyway, so it ain't no, unless you took other classes, you'll just see that. Once you get in here, you see a lab. Now, this is important. You have to schedule or reserve a lab time. So you're going to go ahead and click on, let's say we click on this link here. And as you can see, people are reserving times in here. And know this, these people are all over the state of Indiana. So make sure that when you reserve time, you try your best to stay away from these 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, because I can guarantee you tomorrow is going to be loaded up in there. And then you're going to email me, oh, Professor, I can't get any of the lab time. Well, I told you once, I told you twice, and now I'm telling you 3 times. Try your best to stay away from Saturdays and Sundays. But if you have to do Saturdays and Sundays, make sure you get up as early as you possibly can to schedule your lab. Now, you can see that we have multiple pods in here. It's a total of 16 pods, and all you have to do is select your time. But if you're one of them individuals like me, when I go in here, I want to start my lab, all I do is go right under the red line, Hopefully you can see that red line. You're not colorblind. Hopefully you're not. And if you are, I'm not busting a joke. I'm just saying it's a red line. So you're going to go ahead and click under it. Now, when you schedule time, you notice it gave me 27 minutes for this lab. I tell students all the time, like I told the students that day, make sure you try to maximize it. I give you guys up to 4 hours to work on a lab in here. Any particular lab, you got up to 4 hours. You're never going to need that amount of time. So just make sure you schedule appropriately. Now you click here, and here you go. You can choose how much time you want. You can choose another day. You got carte blanche to go in here and have a ball. But I'm not going to change the time. I just wanted you to know about that. So I'm going to click submit. And then I'm going to click OK. Now, by me doing that, that immediately give me access to the lab. There go my name. That's my lab. I can go in there and work on it. Now, before I go in there, I'm just going to show you that I can go into any one of your labs and see what's going on. So say you're a student in there working, I can go ahead and click in there and actually see what you're doing at that particular time. And as you see, this student is working away on some particular lab. I can see if the student actually configuring the routers or whatever. But I'm going to come up out of here because I don't want to disturb the student. But know that I'll be able to look behind the window, as they say. So I'm going to come on up out of there. Now I'm going to go into my particular lab. Let's take a look. Okay, so here's my lab, and I am doing some work on my particular lab. Okay, so this first one is talking about configuring a basic router settings. Couple of things you need to know. First thing is the content. Make sure, even though you may have paperwork from when you come out of Netlab that shows the lab, make sure you pretty much follow this lab, because this lab, this lab is for that particular situation, to do this lab in here. So try your best to follow this. The other lab will work too, but they actually the same lab, but make sure you do it. I need you to answer every question in here. I need you to even answer the reflection questions. Nothing should not be answered. If it is, I'm taking points away from it. So make sure you get on top of answering every question. The next thing you want to click on is the status. Now this is most important. The status tells you what is actually up and running. Now, as you can see, these little gears are turning. That means that this lab is not ready. It is in initialization state. So it's initializing the devices, getting these devices ready. Yes, you have your PCs down here that's ready to go. Windows 7 PCs ready to go. And don't worry that it's Windows 7. That only says that for this particular lab, it can serve Windows 7. Okay, so you got router, switch. Okay, and you see that. But let these gears finish. I like to tell students that when they click on the status and they see the gears going, just get up, go get you some coffee, go get you something to drink. As long as it's not alcohol, don't do that. Go do a little project or something. You just want to give it time to load up. The biggest problem when students say they can't do anything, it's all because they don't give the gears the opportunity to pull up that VM so they can use it. So what's really happening here right now is a VM is being pulled up to be able to use. And the funny part about it is this. A student was asking me, he said, hey, when they give you that time, you don't have a lot of time. You know, if they give you 23 minutes, you really don't have 23 minutes. And that's because, as you see, my clock is still ticking over here, but the gears are not up yet. So that means them VMs are not in a usable state. So your time is being ticked away, but your clock gonna still go, okay? I mean, the clock just keeps running. Now everything is up and running. So now I can come back to the topology. Now, there's two ways you can approach this lab assignment. You can go ahead and click here and then use Terraterm or Putty to log into the lab. Okay. Or you can click right on R1 and then begin to configure the lab right there, So you can go right in there and start doing the work. I was going to start showing off, but you guys don't need me to do all that. Okay, so you got two ways you can do it. Or you can come here and just click right on there and do the same thing. And so in essence, it's really three ways. So let's go back over those ways again. One, you can click here. Two, you can go here and use Terraterm and Putty. Or three, you can just click right on the device. It's your choice. Just make sure you configure it. Now, what I do in the background is I'm able to look at everything that is done, and I'm going to show you that again because I'm going to go back in that student's account and look at it, especially before the student use it. Just have a little fun. So don't tell the student I'm looking at their work. Please don't do it. But that's in essence everything you need to know about Netlabs and how to use it. So I'm going to come out of here since I want to. Now, some students ask me the question, hey, professor, if I finish and I still got enough time, should I end reservation of the lab? I told the student, just do the basic closeout. Don't, end reservation of the lab because I don't know what may happen, even though I'm going to do this. I know if I click that and say yes, this lab will no longer exist. As you can see, it does not exist anymore. So, but I don't want you to do that because if you do that, I may not have your results. And since this student hasn't started the lab yet, well, the student has started the lab. I think they're in there, but I'm going to go in there and show you what I see in the background. So when I come in here and check your labs, I'm going to go up here and pretty much click on, well, I'm not going to click on that because that's going to show too much student information. But if you come to one of the sessions, I'll be able to show you what I can see. I don't want to go in there and show you everybody information because who knows what his video log may end up, and I don't want to give that information out. So there you go. There you have it. Have at it. Here is an example of how to use Netlabs. I'm going to send this to you ASAP. As you can see the time right here, down there, and I'm going to send it to you ASAP. What else is important?